Our community is strong because it all starts in the salon, with the salon owner, the stylist behind the chair, and the students coming up from cosmetology. So we don't want to leave that classroom or that stage until we really believe that we have helped somebody to make a better living behind the chair. We create community by including everyone. We are really open to just bringing everybody who cares and is passionate about what they're doing and sharing our knowledge with them. Hair friends and family. Welcome back to part 2 of Foundations and Upstyling. For those of you who weren't here with us earlier, today I'm sharing foundations and upstyling, and that's 4 foundations that we work with. Earlier we shared the braid and the twist, and this afternoon or evening, depending on where you're at, we're doing the bun and the ponytail. So welcome. It's been an amazing day and so thankful for all of your support and all the support that we've had from these major brands of Redken, Pivot Point, Pro Beauty Association, and ABS Chicago. My gosh, we love you all, and this is really incredible that we've been able to have this time and continue the show even though we're all in quarantine. We're so happy to be here in your homes and to be with you and doing what we love. So thank you for tuning in. And I went over some of the questions that we were having before on foundations, and forgive me if I don't respond live. My goal here is to really make sure that I get the education across to you in this amount of time. And I promise I'll go back over the questions and answer those afterwards when we have more time. And we'll answer as many as we can live. So thank you so much for participating. We really, really appreciate it. So taking off part 2 of foundations, we are going to be sharing the ponytail and the bun foundation. So foundations, if you weren't with us earlier, are really, really helpful in a lot of the problems that we come up against in upstyling. And personally, as a salon owner, as a stylist, I've been doing hair for over 15 years now. I love styling, but I was running into so many obstacles along the way, especially nowadays with Instagram and all these beautiful organic pictures that come to us from our clients of what they're wanting. And a lot of the time their hair might not even be that full or that long. And, you know, the pressure's on us to create that, and not only to create that vision that they have, but to create it not just for a picture or for a short video, but to create it for the event that they're going to, for the whole dance, for the whole night that they're at that event. We want that style to hold up, and that's what we are expected to deliver as professionals, and to charge what we need to charge for a reason, because we've invested in learning how to create these styles so that they last for them, and our hearts are with them, and we want them to be feeling confident all day long, all night long. So join me while we discover these foundations. So tune back in on the previous videos about the braids and twists, the ponytail and buns. So ponytails are going to be your more condensed version of an anchor, and the bun is going to be more full. So we are, with these anchors, condensing and gathering hair. So they're great for somebody who has a ton of hair. The bun is going to be wonderful for somebody who doesn't have as much hair, maybe. So with these foundations, it really helps us to find a path through creating the style. So many times we have felt along the way that we are feeling lost. I know, speaking for myself, that I've gotten into a look early in my career and was like, where do I start? And you just keep like playing and curling the hair and like wondering, praying to the hair gods, please come to me. How do I start the style? How do I finish it? And so these foundations will really act as a blueprint for you in mapping out how you are going to design and create this style. They're also going to provide so much strength and longevity with your style. So these are 4 anchors, 4 foundations. Same thing, they are acting as strength and longevity for your styles. The next thing is that they're gonna save you a ton of time. So you're not messing around with figuring out what you're gonna do and placing a million bobby pins in the hair. They're gonna save you lots of time, as well as give you the ability to give that client multiple looks throughout the evening. If it pops up that you're able to do that, offering that client multiple looks is gonna be so wonderful with these blueprints and these foundations in place. Before I go any further, I really wanna make sure that we give a shout out to Pivot Point, and they are giving away these wonderful mannequin heads. And I'm so sorry, I totally lost what I was giving away today. So we're giving away the Ingrid mannequin head, which is a long-haired mannequin, beautiful to work with styling. She's one of my favorite clients during quarantine to work with. And so thank you so much, Pivot Point. Enter to win, and we'll announce the winner at the end of the segment, okay? Next, we're gonna give away the ABS show Chicago's VIP membership. So that gives you all the VIP access with the membership, as well as free access to the ABS show next year in Chicago, which we are so excited. We can't wait to get back there. Chicago, we love you. We love you, ABS. And thank you for letting us continue the show virtually online. So enter to win right now. We'll announce the winner at the end of the segment. All right, so back to the foundations. So they're a blueprint, they're an anchor, they give strength, longevity. They're gonna save you time and allow you to create multiple looks in one evening. So when we are trying to choose which foundation, ooh, this is really stuck on there. When we're trying to decide which foundation we want to choose, there's some questions we need to ask ourselves. What direction is the hair moving in? Where is the focus going? How heavy is this hair? Is it really fine, frothy hair? Do we need to create volume? Or is this hair so dense, so heavy that we need to kind of control it and take away some of that volume? These are really important questions that we need to ask along the way. And then where is the focal point or focal points? So is it in the back? Is it in the front? Is it to the side? These are things that we need to start asking ourselves to determine, do I need a braid? Do I need a twist? Do I need a ponytail, or do I need a bun for this look that I'm trying to create? All right, thank you all so much for joining us. If you're new to this segment, we're going over foundations. We went over braids and twists earlier, and now we're going over ponytails and buns. So let's get started. All right, so with our, oops, excuse that. Buns are going to give us full volume, and ponytails are going to be more condensed. So let's start with our ponytail foundation. Oh, this girl's on there. Tight. Okay. So to set you up for the ponytail foundation, I'm going to move her closer so you can see. She's head on to you. So we've done a off to the side ponytail as her foundation, and I used a bungee to secure that. We have sectioned off her front sides. As you can see, that goes right behind the ear, and that is sectioned off that whole front area. And then as we move to the other side, I've set this side with our 2-in-1 Marcel iron and wand. I'm going to demonstrate I have worked with the irons in different sizes, varying the size to create a little bit more organic feel here. So I'm always prepping the hair with Iron Shape from Redken. This is going to be wonderful in protecting the hair from the heat, also giving me tons of memory, hold, and shine with this product. It does not feel crunchy at all, but it really just gives a lot of hold and memory to that product. So I'm going in with my Sam Via 2-in-1 Marcel Iron and Wand. It can detach into a wand. For now, I'm going to be using it in a Marcel form. I'm over directing this section so that we're going to get a lot of volume here. I'm going in with my iron, and I'm just going to be creating a nice full curl there. So a lot of the times people are asking, do we need to set the whole head? How much prep iron work do we need to do? And what I realized is such a time saver with using these foundations, isolating and really laying out my blueprint for the design, is that I only use the iron in certain sections. I don't need to do the whole head. It's such a huge time saver. And when you're doing a bridal party, this is gonna help you immensely in really making sure that you snag that clip from someone, that you're able to kind of prep each of the bridal party and get them ready so that you can get their roadmap lined out and get them prepped and ready, and then come back at the end, put them all together really quickly, and have a great end result. So, working with ponytails, here's our anchor, our first anchor. Here is our other side that we're going to be using. So these ponytails are going to be intertwining. So for this look, we're going ponytail to ponytail. So I'm going to place a ponytail in this side here. And I'm going to slide that down the hair. I'm going to split that ponytail, and it's going to open up, and I'm going to reach my fingers through and pull that large anchor that I had in there through. So now my ponytails are on top of each other, and from here we're going to continue to split the hair, creating multiple ponytails, and I will be sharing how these are going to start joining and stacking onto each other. So where do I place the next ponytail? Name of the holding product. All right, great. So that is Iron Shape that I was using for the heat styling. And that's going to give me a lot of memory and hold. All right, so we have now 2 ponytails. I'm splitting that large ponytail that I started with in half, and I'm going to create another one. Just using my clear elastics. And they don't need to be very tight. Let me angle this down for you. There you go. Okay, you can even now blouse these out, kind of like what you would do for a bubble braid. And I'm going to use my grip. It's going to go up and through that elastic. And watch this, my grip is going directly to another elastic. So, and I'm sliding that in. So you could feel that security that you get every time you slide that pin down into that elastic. Okay, so taking another hair tie. Clear elastics are what I'm working with here. I'm going to about 4 to 5 inches down the hair strand. I'm going to create another ponytail. Again, it does not need to be super tight. I'm going to slide a grip up that ponytail elastic, And now it's up to me where I decide I want to place that. It's always going to be going in the direction of another elastic though. So remember this, ponytail to ponytail. So every time you create another ponytail, it will be joining a ponytail that you've already created. All right, and this is going to give you so much security and direction in where to place these. And you could hear that almost just kind of open up and grip that hair. You could hear the grip happening and the security. So it's a really satisfying feeling knowing as an up stylist that this is holding and that the style is going to last. All right, here's my last ponytail for this section. I'm gonna really kind of blouse that out. Going to place my grip down into that elastic and come back over. Can everybody see? Let me give you this view. Here's an elastic. Here's an elastic with a grip on it, and my ponytail is just joining that one and sliding right into that elastic. So the security is what we're looking for. Afterwards, we can go through and really kind of fluff these out. Creating another ponytail here, tying that off. All right. How's it going so far? Any questions? What was that? How did you end up hiding the elastic and pins? So I'm working with clear elastics, and when I slide this grip through, I'm putting the bumpy side up. So as I go to pin this in, it's going to be hiding itself. So you're consciously placing it to where it's going to hide itself in the style. And afterwards, I'm leaving these ends out. Those are going to be able to really camouflage whatever we need to if there's any elastic showing. But the volume that we're getting from this and the ability to cross over, add security, and hide these elastics is what's creating this style. So the anchors here are our ponytail.
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
Hey, could you possibly bring the mannequin in a little bit closer? Those details are pretty hard to see from that point.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, maybe raise up the mannequin stand a little higher.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Andrew. Okay, so here we go. Here's the back. You could see these ponytails have been woven into each other. So here's a great question you had. How do you hide the elastic? So here's an elastic that we're wanting to hide, right? So I'm going to take my grip. I'm going to weave it through this top one and just slide that right into and over that elastic that was showing. Good? Okay. So keep those ends out till the end, okay? Now we have this side that I previously set for you. It's been cooling, which is super important to keep the longevity of those curls and to be able to manipulate them and work with them so that they don't fall out. I'm taking out these clips that I used to set them. These are fantastic, guys, in upstyling. They have this nice rubber grip that allows me to clip the hair, hold it, and not leave any hard lines in the hair. So I'm gonna go through and just gently kind of back comb each of these curls. There we go. And then using my hands, I'm going to start manipulating these curls and moving them back onto our style. What about the balance in the up style, in the updo? Great question. So that all determines what you're looking for. Are you looking for a offset look? Like this one is off to the side, but it has some volume in the front that we're going to be creating. Or are you looking for something more symmetrical? So those are things you need to determine before you start so that you can really make sure that you stay in that direction. It's so important that we step back from our looks and we view them from afar, because so many times we're very close in what we're doing and paying attention to the micro details that when we step back, it's a completely different story. And it's a lot more work to go back and have to take the pins out and restyle the look. All right, so we just went through great questions, guys. Please keep them coming. I really appreciate it. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn her forward so you can see what the front looks like. I'm just raking my hands through here and seeing how I want this front to lay before I pin into the back. Okay. Here's this side. So I'm going to now place another elastic. The whole point of this look is to create longevity and strength. So these ponytails that are pinned into each other are not going anywhere. They're creating so much strength in this style, and we can blouse it out and create more fullness if we're wanting, but we know that we have these anchors in place. Do you recommend any products on your hands to eliminate frizz or oil while shaping? Yes, if you have somebody with that type of hair that's frizzy, that has the tendency to get really frizzy, you're going to want to coat your hair with something that's going to complement that. And I don't have any over here right now, but Redken has argan oil, which is really wonderful. If you're working with somebody with that type of hair, to coat your hands with that first before you start playing. Okay, so here's my ponytail. The good thing is you could slide this elastic down to wherever you're needing it to go. I'm going to slide my grip in, bumpy side up, so that when I go to fold that into my style, wherever I choose to place it, the grips now flip over onto the head. Okay, and now I have the ends left for our style. Make sure that was in there. You guys can feel the grip and the lock of that foundation when you place your grip in. You will feel like a grip and lock happen. That's a really happy, nice feeling, knowing that you got that style locked in. It's not going anywhere. Do you have your clients come in with hair prep with volumizing products? No, I ask them to come in. That's a great question. I ask them to come in with clean hair. Please don't apply any products. Shampoo your hair, condition normally, and then I will apply the products as needed. So much of upstyling is done with the prep work. So I will usually do some sort of a foundational style and directional blow dry with product and with my blow dryer to make sure that I get this part going in the right direction, this hair back here with the root lifted, moving in the direction that I want it to lay. It's going to help so much. Will this work on layered hair? Absolutely. So with layered hair, you're going to really benefit from this because you're condensing those ends, and you can place these elastics and these ponytail anchors wherever you need to. So if layers are popping up, maybe you need to go a little bit closer, and it's going to really help to keep those little ends in check there. Great question. Layers are always so tricky. And everybody's hair is so different. Do you ever cross lock the pins? So that is something that is really helpful, but with these foundations, I don't need to do so much of the cross locking. So here is her style, using just ponytails and taking ponytail to ponytail and pinning it there. So I hope that makes sense that we're using these ponytails as our foundation. Each ponytail is joining another ponytail, and that's where the strength, the anchor, and the connection are happening. How are we doing so far, guys? Great, awesome. Do you use any type of holding spray? Yes, so my favorite holding spray is Redken's Triple Take, and this is the natural version. It does not have a scent to it. So this one I love because of the nozzle and it doesn't get wet droplets on the hair. It doesn't get crunchy or have a strong smell to it at all. So for my clients, especially their bridal, their wedding day, you want to make sure that it holds. This is the strongest hold, but not the crunch and the hardness that you expect from other strong hold hairsprays. Also, I love it because if I wanted to move this client down into another style, I'm easily able to take this out, brush through it, and recreate another look. What's the name of the mannequin? This is Diana. Let me turn her around. She is my go-to long-haired mannequin. I love working with her, and her hair is just fantastic. So here's our asymmetric off to the side style using just ponytails to create this. I only set the front area with some curls, and those ponytails are gonna really help to anchor that style. All right, so next we're moving on to our bun foundation. So a bun is something you would choose for when you're wanting more volume in your look. And so a lot of the time we see the buns happening through the back nape of the area of the head. And I'm going through this section, this ponytail that I have here, and I'm going through and I am just applying the texture iron to this hair to create a lot of grip and volume so that when I make this bun, it has some texture and volume and grip to it versus it being just silky smooth hair. So our texture iron looks like this. It's fantastic for braids, for the root area, for creating a lot of volume at the root, but especially anywhere on the head that you're wanting to create some more grip and hold. This is going to be your go-to tool for that. And just compressing it down the hair shaft. The larger the section you take, the less texture you're going to see. The finer the section you take. Take a little fine section. The more.
Andy, can you bring her up a little closer so they can see that texture, please? Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. He's like our Wizard of Oz master behind the camera today. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Andrew. None of this would be possible without what you're doing, and this whole team is just incredible. So there you could see that texture, everybody. Hopefully you could see that, the lighting. All right, so I'm gonna go through here now. Move her back a little bit. And I'm going to now create a bun. So we're gonna go through, I'm gonna use my tail comb, do a little bit of back combing through this for even more fullness and volume. This mannequin has quite a large head, and that happens in the salon. Some clients have much larger heads than others, and that's why it's important that we learn how to work with all of them, because this is not a picture, this is not an Instagram tutorial video. These are live clients that we're working on and that we need to make sure we are able to give them our highest standard of service and longevity with their styles. So going through, just back comb that a little bit. Now I'm going to create a bun in the back. So a great point with the bun that you're creating, if you're creating a very sleek style, a very modern, smooth, sophisticated style, you're gonna want your bun to emulate the same texture. So if I was doing a very sleek, smooth style, I would want my bun to be very sleek and smooth. Do you ever grip the curl? Crip the curl. Crimp the curl. Awesome. Sorry. Thank you. That's a great question. So if you choose to crimp the curl, it will actually curl and hold a lot longer. And so I just can't say enough how necessary for me to have this texture iron when I'm upstyling and when I'm working on clients. They might not even know I'm using it. It's kind of like a little secret weapon that I place in there along with these foundations. That's my job as a professional, is to do these things that are going to make it last. And whether they know it or not, they're just happy with the end result. So yeah, crimping the curl is definitely going to make it last longer and be a little bit fuller as well. So great question. How many of you have crimped your curls before? Awesome. So our crimping iron is a must-have if you're in the business of upstyling. Okay, so I have my two sides here sectioned out, and this side I had already curled. I'm gonna go through here now. Again, talking about saving time, not spending a lot of time on setting and curling, but more time on creating the foundations that are gonna make the style last. So I'm taking large sections. I'm using my large 1.5 inch Marcel iron and wand, and I'm just going through and creating bend through these side areas. This is all gonna float over this bun, which is acting as our foundation, our strength, and giving us a lot of volume. So if you have somebody with massive amounts of hair and the hair is very heavy, you can braid the bun. So now I'm mixing foundations. I don't know where it went, but the other flip chart, our other two foundations, braids and twists, you can mix that foundation on top of a foundation. So I can do a bun foundation and I could braid the ends of the bun and I can pin that in. And that's gonna give me a lot more strength and more condensed. Or if I'm looking for more volume, I'm gonna be doing a bun kind of like this one. Can everybody see okay? If you don't have the texture iron, would you just spray the hair, then back comb for holding longevity? Yes, I would. Finding the right spray that works for you to give you the strength, but also the ability to work with it is really important. Like I said, I love Redken's Triple Take because I can continue to work with it and move with the hair, but it gives me the strongest hold. And it's almost like, I heard it was compared to kind of like the technology of plexiglass. It's strong, you can't break it, but it's flexible, versus glass is something that's very strong, but definitely can break through and is hard and stiff. So I love that kind of analogy of looking at things. All right, so now I'm going to be taking diagonal sections as I move this hair back and over our style. My diagonal sections are moving back. And the reason why I choose to use diagonal sections is because it allows me to eliminate the hard lines that we could possibly have sometimes when we're styling hair. It's such a pain if you run into that problem and you start to have these hard lines show up. So I did a diagonal back on this side, and I'm gonna move from side to side, just taking these diagonal sections. Diagonal back. Coming through. And I'm crisscrossing these first two sections over that foundational bun. And it's getting anchored right down into the base of that bun. Can you hear that? Yep, that little crunch. That's it locking in. Now, if you want, you could go through and just kind of blouse that out if you're looking for something a little bit softer, more organic.
Hey, Anna.
Hey, Andrew.
I just wanted to let everyone know we're having a little Wi-Fi issue. I think Anna's Wi-Fi has been kind of on and off. We know that a lot of the Wi-Fi and the social platforms, they're just having such high demand right now that we're having these issues pretty often. So hopefully the blurriness that you guys are seeing will kind of disappear here pretty soon. It should come back. Actually, it's looking better already. So I think we should be all set.
So sorry, guys. I knew, like, my biggest fear coming into today was that I was going to touch the computer, it's going to break, because that's kind of how it goes with me in electronics. So I said a lot of prayers that it would work and that I wouldn't break the system. And I'm so sorry that if I'm blurry or if there's any volume or visual problems. Guys, I'm just continuing to take diagonal back sections and crossing these over. I'm anchoring them with grips into the base of that bun, and I'm leaving the ends out for now. Hope you can hear me. Hope you can see what we're doing here. And if you have questions, please ask. Again, if I don't get to your question, I promise I'll get back to it later. And I will answer it by the end of the night. So just going back over, you guys, today is not about teaching you a look. It's about teaching you a way to create multiple looks with strength and longevity. So I hope that from this, you're not taking away how to create one look, but how to create these foundations in your looks that you're creating on your clients in the salon, and that they're going to bring you so much success, and how these styles last longer for your clients, and how your clients just praise you and say you're the best stylist in the world. So I hope that this is what that brings for you today, and that you can use this in multiple looks and not just create one look. So going through here, guys, just kind of blousing that out. Here's all my ends, and here's our bun. So now is the fun part, covering up the bun. What do you want that to look like? That's up to you, and the texture that you're using and you're creating at home. So for me, I'm going to just start to kind of wrap this hair section by section around. I'm sliding my pins in at a point of the hair strand to where I can just tuck that in and over top that bun. So what I'm doing, here's the bumpy side, here's the flat side. I slide my hairpin across that section. The bumpy side is now going in to my bun. And from there, you could hold that pin and really start to blouse that out. Just being aware if you are hiding pins, if you're crossing over. There's so much creativity in styling that you're able to really kind of make it your own. And honestly, on each client, with their different head shapes, and they're different hair types, they're all going to look different. It is very hard to give a bridal party the same exact look. It's almost not possible. And so expressing that to your brides, if that's something that they are requesting, really letting them know that you could try your hardest, but each one is going to be unique and a different version of that client and that client's hair style. So guys, look, my pin is popping out. This is a great example of I have too much hair in this pin. So I'm going to split this and I'm going to eliminate half of that hair and I'm going to slide that in now. So if your pin's popping out, it's probably because you have too much hair in the pin. These pins are meant to hold the amount of hair that can fit within here. So if you have to open it up to slide the hair in, most likely it's going to pop out. So if that's a problem you're having, check what you're doing and how much hair you're placing in there. Okay guys, so just really moving across my bun and alternating side to side so that I get an even distribution of hair. Sliding that up and under. You can hear that grip happen. Hear that? Okay, great. And gently just moving that hair across that bun. So you can see the fullness that we're creating through this style back here in the back. Just checking out some questions. So glad you learned so much on foundations today. You guys, this is going to help so much next time you go to do your bridal party. One, you're going to save a ton of time in messing around with the hair, wondering what you're going to do with it. I used to do that for a very long time. Two, prepping the whole head with a curl set when you're not necessarily needing that. Thanks, Shannon. And three, you know that this style is going to last. So before I release these foundations, I wanted to make sure that they stood true. So every mannequin head I used a foundation on, I would do like a dance party with and shake them and make sure that they weren't falling out. Do you tease the subsections before you pin it? This girl has a ton of hair, so I'm not needing to tease those. That's a great question. If she had really fine hair, I would go through and do a very light tease of each section to make sure that it was holding up. Okay, guys, how's this looking so far? This is going over our bun foundation. And this is our anchor of strength. So look at, here's her little ducktail. We can leave that, or we could just slide our pin, our grip, through the ends of that, twist that up, and tuck it away. Don't worry about that anymore. Okay, so everybody, just so you know, today's all about education, and we're just so thankful that all of you have joined us, and we want to make sure that we could give you the best price possible during these hard times on our tools. And if you're able to, you know, we're offering 40% off all of our Samvia tools, and 10% of those sales go to benefit the PBA COVID Relief Fund, which is an amazing company in support of our industry, but also what they're doing for everybody affected by COVID-19. For those who are really struggling and need the help, they're offering money for this short time to get them through, whether you need groceries or to pay your electricity bill, whatever it is. Thank you so much for that support, PBA. We love you guys. Hey, Andrew.
Hi, buddy.
Hi.
Once again, what a beautiful job you did. And holy cow. And I hope you know how much appreciation you're getting from this crew out here. Just everyone's just cheering you on and just loving everything you're sharing. So congratulations. So successful today.
That's a win for my heart. If you guys are taking away something, then I did my job. So thank you so much.
So we do have a winner for your giveaway of the Ingrid Mannequin Head and the VIP Cosmetologist Chicago membership. And it's Jody Labordis from Indiana. So congratulations, Jody. So stoked for you. And look, that thing hasn't gone anywhere. Well, shake it harder. Come on, see if you can get it to come apart.
Oh, you know,
all right. Well,
she's got a pin. She just tucks that right back up in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So good.
Yeah, we know that there was a lot of questions that we didn't get to, and thank you guys so much for your patience with that too. We've never had these kinds of crowds and this kind of quantity of overall questions, so it's a lot. But we're going to do our best as an entire team to kind of go back through, and if we can, we'll answer those questions. Even if we answer them after the fact, because we'll answer directly to your question, you should get a notification from us that we answered your question. Unfortunately, YouTube, I apologize if you're on the YouTube channel, it doesn't allow us to actually go back after the live airs to answer those questions that happen during the live. But those of you on Facebook, we will be able to do that. You'll get a notification for that. So we got a quick break coming up, and then Mr. Sammy is back on in 15 minutes. Well, actually 12 minutes at this point, to wrap up our day, and he is working on the art of layering for you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Break.